Hi, Stephen here from Sound of Nation Wave, and this is day 5 of the April daily draws. So as we start the weekend, let's see what message we get. And I'll be taking the first card from the Druidcraft Tarot, followed by an oracle card from the Celtic Spirit Oracle. So let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, here we go. And we have the Prince, or the Knight of Swords. So we've been preparing to connect with creativity, we've been formulating our plans, we've dealing with any inner conflicts or issues, recognizing that maybe past experiences may be playing a part in how we feel about what we're about to do. We've considered the process and what's involved. We've recognized that it is a process and it won't necessarily happen overnight. It's a process. It takes a certain amount of time, so it's not to be rushed. Having done all of what we've talked about so far, the Knight of Swords comes to tell us that when we've done all that, there still needs to be, there's the time to take action and to actually do what we want to do. We can prepare the way, we can get ready, we can prepare ourselves, but at the end of the day, we still have to do the things that we need to do in order to achieve what we want to achieve. And the Prince, or the Knight of Swords, is saying to us that once we've done that, look how his sword is ready. His sword is ready and he's pointing towards he wants to go, so he's focused, so his mind is focused, and that's how our mind needs to be focused in the direction of what we want and the things we need to do. So where the sword is focused in the direction in which he's going. The horse is galloping forward, so we are picking up the pace. We are charging forward. We've got a sense of purpose. So we need to have that sense of purpose and focus as we move forward, and quickly forward, but not too quickly. There is a danger with the Knight of Swords, that he's so keen to get into the fray, or to achieve his quest, or be ready for battle and to engage and to do what he needs to do. There's a danger that sometimes he can go too quickly. He can be too impulsive, and that can lead to some trouble. That can lead to mistakes. So, yes, we are picking up the pace. The movement is a bit quick. It's movement towards what we want to achieve, and it's now at a quicker pace than the preparation stage. Is obviously when we're preparing for something, we prepare steadily, carefully, not rushing it. And then when it's time to act upon it, then that's when we pick up the pace. But it's important not to go too quickly. Yes, pick up the pace, but not too much, not to rush recklessly. And it's almost as if, he has to rein in the horse a bit. He has to rein in himself and his charge there. He needs to be determined and go with a sense of purpose, but still be not to rush too readily into action, that he slips up, or he doesn't notice something until the last minute when it's too late. So he needs to be vigilant. He needs to be aware of what he's going into, and he needs his shield there to protect him. So we need to be ready. We need to have a sense of caution, or awareness, at least, to give us a sense of, to shield us from making impulsive and reckless mistakes. And because we don't want to be going too quickly that we don't spot a pitfall, or something that could trip us up, or a snag that could get in the way. And we need to be able to cover ourselves and protect ourselves even as we're moving forward. So that's the other aspect of it too. But the main message, I think, with all of that considered and borne in mind, is the main message of the Prince of Swords in this deck, or as is more generally known, the Knight of Swords, is it's time to act on your ideas. It's time to do the stuff you're thinking about. It's time to put plans into action. It's now the time to begin acting, at least, and moving forward towards your goals. That is what the message is for us. That's what the Prince or Knight of Swords is telling us, and that's the message we need to take on board as we start this weekend. So maybe we're thinking about how we can go about starting to act upon the things we need to do, and we know it's now the time. But we need to ready ourselves and equip ourselves for moving forward with action. So we need to get our sword in our hands. We need to get our focused mind, our clarity of mind, and that sense of caution, and that will be our shield of vigilance, of awareness, that will guard us as we move forward, and to be conscious of moving forward with purpose, but not reckless rushing ahead. So that's what we need to be thinking about, how we can do that, and then it comes when we put those plans into action, and that's the key thing. Okay, so let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. Rest. Interesting, in the sense that this card says act, get ready for, but I think this is to get ready for action. We've had this card already this month. We've had this, so interesting. So maybe we need to rest, stop, recharge, do self-care, because maybe before we are to charge forward with doing the actions that we need to take, we need to make sure that we're well rested, that we're taking care of ourselves, that we have that clarity of mind that comes from being rested and renewed. If we're tired, if we're weary, exhausted, it's hard to get that clarity and focus that we need. And we may need the physical stamina as well as the emotional stamina in order to be able to start the active stage of our plans. And so maybe a little bit of rest over the weekend beforehand is in order, and then it's time to act. So that, I believe, is what the cards are saying to us today. Okay, so that is today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 6. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.